Morning, all. All right, so I've been watching the Columbus Blue Jackets and Detroit Red Wings, a close game. Um, I'm listening to Pierre Maguire. So, anyways, the New Jersey Devils made headlines this morning by claiming Aaron Dell. So, Oiler fans were all ready for the Oilers to grab Dell. The problem is the Devils get the claim first and they take him. So, Aaron Dell helps to replace the loss of Corey Crawford to retirement. And yeah, so that's good news for the Devils. On the bad news front, though, Nico Hischier, there's still no timetable for his return. The team's basically saying, we don't know. He's not on the ice. We're not sure when he's coming back. So, counting on the return of Hischier, it might be a while. But the good news is the Devils, through their first couple of games, look better. We will see soon whether or not they're better. I keep saying 10-game mark, so we'll see where everybody is at the 10-game mark. Toronto, Nick Robertson's out for 4 weeks. They're saying approximately 4 weeks, which is better than what they thought it was going to be. And Spezza has cleared waivers. So Engvall's been called up to, I believe, the taxi squad. Lettinen's making his debut for the Leafs tonight. So, yeah, Robertson's out. There's been some shuffling around of players, but Spezza's still a Leaf. Just Dell's gone. So that's good news right there. Of course, Spezza coming out yesterday and saying, anybody takes me, I'm going to retire. That might have helped prevent any kind of claim, too. Speaking of guys getting claimed, Michael Stone may end up getting claimed. He gets officially signed by Calgary again. 1 year, $700,000, but they've placed him on waivers. So if there's a team that needs a defenseman right now, Michael Stone is available on waivers. The trick being, of course, on the Canadian side of the border. So if an American team takes him, they got to go through all the protocols. We'll see. We'll see if anybody takes him, right? A lot of guys have slipped through waivers that are kind of unexpected, and then there's other guys who've been taken, and it's basically been goaltenders getting taken, right, every other day. Now, not on waivers, but noteworthy, Colin White for the Ottawa Senators looks to be a healthy scratch again, and it looks like Anisimov is going to end up on the fourth line in that center spot. So while there's a lot of things to look at with Ottawa and be excited about, if White ends up being a healthy scratch again, that is troubling. It's troubling from a perspective that the Senators are paying him some money. There's a lot of term there. And, White's not really been performing to this point up to that contract. So it's still very young in the season. Like I said, wait till 10 games in, start grading things. I will say this, though. I did update my power rankings board last night. Just based on the very scant amount of information we have to grade teams on, I did update my power rankings board. I'm not doing a power rankings video for what we've seen so far because it's not enough. But doing it by division makes it a little bit better. I think it's a little bit easier by division. Now, going back to the North Division on this one, Patrick Laine left practice early, and it's been announced now that he's out with an upper body injury. So Jansen Harkins is in the lineup for the Winnipeg Jets. It's a blow to lose Laine, I'm not going to lie. The good news is I think the Jets have the depth to absorb that over a short period of time, and I do like Harkins. I'm glad Harkins is getting a shot in the lineup. The Jets do have 5 games in the next 7 nights, so going to be busy time for the Winnipeg Jets. And if Laine misses those games, well, we'll be up to 10 games for the Jets pretty quickly. And again, this schedule is going to end up being crazy. I think this is going to be a season we look back on years down the road and say, wow, they made it. And we look back on the players that actually played all 56 games. And the other thing, too, that's interesting is the amount of practices because of days off and all the protocols and everything else going on. There's not as much of that going on right now as we would normally see during a regular season. So a lot of things that are a little bit odd, and whichever teams adjust the best are going to be the ones that end up performing the best during the regular season and positioning themselves well for the playoffs. News out of Florida, Sergei Bobrovsky will start tomorrow against the Hawks. He, of course, missed the first game, but he's going to be good to go for the second game. It's okay, though. Drieger accounted himself relatively well, which Drieger's able to do. It's nothing new, really, with Drieger. And so Bobrovsky gets to go in tomorrow. and we'll see whether or not the Hawks drop to 0-4 or if they're able to overcome Florida tomorrow. Now, in the predictable news category, Ondrej Kase is out for the Boston Bruins with an upper body injury, and so Studnicka jumps into the lineup. It looks like he's going to end up on the second line with Krejci, and so yeah, Kase's out already. So I look at that video of guys that I wanted to see stay healthy for a full season. It's not been a great start for most of those guys, but that's why they were on the board. These are guys who have a hard time staying healthy for the full season, and Kase is a good example of that. Now, this is something that was rumored throughout the offseason. It's been coming for months, really. The IIHF dropped Belarus. Now, they've dropped Belarus from this coming World Championships. It's suspiciously soon after Skoda said, well, if you're going to go to Belarus, we're going to pull our money. And as soon as Skoda said that, it seems like that's something they paid attention to. Corporate money will always get their attention when nothing else does. You know, people can get mad and yell and scream all they want online, but IIHF and organizations like this will listen when sponsors say, well, we'll just pull our money then. And for the IIHF, and during a pandemic, I would think that sponsorship money has a lot more weight to it than it would normally. So Belarus has been dropped. They have not announced whether or not the entire tournament will be in Latvia. They haven't decided yet, or whether it'll be co-hosted by a different country. But Belarus has been dropped. Pressure that they've had dating back a long time. The last time it was in Belarus, there was public pressure to not go to Belarus. So yeah, the IIHF will have its World Championships elsewhere. And again, it's assuming we have that World Championship, right? I look at how soon that is, and I think to myself, are we really going to have the World Championship this year, or are they going to end up canceling it again? They canceled it last year. So we'll see. But there you go. You guys are caught up. Again, I'll be doing a review of the Detroit and Columbus game. When it's done, there's a Boston Islanders game that's going to be taking place outside of all the other evening games. So I'll probably do a review for that one separate as well from the evening games that are coming up tonight. But let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Been very excited about the amount of growth on the channel over the last few weeks. It's been, well, yes, you could qualify that as predictable because we have National Hockey League hockey being played again. It's nice to see, and I'm grateful for that. So thank you guys for all your support, and hey, I will talk to you again soon.